Excellent, Peapod. Let the force flow through you. Welcome back. So glad you could join me today. I invite you to pull up a chair and enjoy this special Halloween edition of the weekly recap. Headlines will appear at the bottom of your screen in order of most horrifying. First, let me clear my throat. There. Much better. 44-year-old William Manning of St. Clair was found dead in his cell at the Franklin County Jail October 21st. He was found hanging from a ligature that had been tied above his bunk. Manning was being held on charges of distribution and manufacturing of a controlled substance. He entered the facility on October 14th for those charges. As per policy, the Missouri State Highway Patrol was contacted to conduct an independent investigation. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office reports that 43-year-old Brian Scott of Bourbon has been identified as the victim found in the trunk of a car on Parshall Road near Highway AE October 20th. The vehicle belonged to Scott, who was last seen on October 15th. There were no immediate indicators as to the cause of death, and a further investigation is being conducted. The death is currently being classified as suspicious. Anyone with information about Scott is requested to contact the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. 56-year-old Bruce Hensler and 30-year-old Sarah Hensler, both of New Britain, Pennsylvania, died in a plane crash in Miller County October 22nd. Missouri State Highway Patrol troopers and surrounding area emergency officers responded to the area and found a single-engine airplane down in a wooded area. Both victims were pronounced dead at the scene. Bruce Hensler is believed to have been the pilot. The cause of the crash has not been determined, but an investigation is ongoing. 16-year-old Michaela Sherrill of Dixon was pronounced dead at the scene of a car accident on Highway BB October 21st. Sherrill was a passenger in a 2005 Scion that ran off the roadway and struck a tree. The driver, 16-year-old Kelsey Shoemaker of Crocker, sustained moderate injuries and was taken to an area hospital for treatment. Another area teen has died after losing his battle with muscular dystrophy. 14-year-old Jared Deuce Schumacher of Lebanon had a recessive form of muscular dystrophy that affects only 1 in 3,600 males. Funeral services were held October 27th. Memorials can be made to the Muscular Dystrophy Association through Shadle's Colonial Chapel in Lebanon. Sullivan police responded to a residence in the 500 block of Sonia Street after a family reported a child was choking. The child was flown to a St. Louis area hospital October 21st, where medical staff discovered amphetamines in the child's blood. Police and the Division of Family Services are investigating. As previously reported, white nose syndrome has killed millions of bats in the U.S., threatening to disrupt this country's ecosystem. A student group from Missouri S&T is trying to prevent the spread of this disease. The team will present at this year's International Genetically Engineered Machine Foundation competition, October 27th through 31st in Boston. The Missouri S&T project proposes the use of osamine, a compound found in oranges, as a way of combating the disease's spread. The team is also searching for compounds to inhibit the destruction of the bat's skin and a sensing mechanism to detect the presence of the fungus in caves. Last year, Missouri S&T earned a bronze certification ranking for its work with white nose syndrome. Time to beat the devil out of all this bad news and end our show on a high note. KC-based artist and educator Stan Slaughter has been traveling the country singing songs and sharing stories with kids and adults since 1987. An award-winning educator, Slaughter combines his rock guitar and rich baritone voice with original songs to create a winning combination of edutainment. Leanne Minting spoke with the Eco Troubadour.
Matt, Stan plays in schools and festivals throughout the country, sharing the message of green living. In fact, his performances here in the Mid-Missouri schools around the area are brought to us by the Ozark Rivers Solid Waste Management District, and they're funded by actually the Missouri DNR. Stan, what inspired you to first become a spokesperson for green living back in 1987?
We were I was a teacher, and I was teaching children about the environment in general. And then as I took my master's degree, I found out, my gosh, this is amazing. This is, the earth is so complex and so intricately built, that we can't waste it. We can't rip it apart,
So what do you think children know today compared to in 1987? Do you feel they're more knowledgeable of environmental issues, or do you find that you still have a lot to share with them?
I think their background level is higher. Their parents are more, this is rising through the culture. I taught their parents too. And so, yeah, there's a higher level, but there are still big holes. I mean, people don't get a chance to study things as well. And so it's a chance to provide somebody with a more experience in teaching it.
So why music? Why did you choose that medium?
Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, and even in high school they say, I'm at the end, I say, do you have any questions? And the most common question is, would you play us another song?
They want to hear Stan play his guitar.
They want to rock. They don't want they don't want another intellectual activity. They want to get down.
So for our viewers, give us one thing that we can do now, a change that we can make that will make a difference.
Well, managing food waste. It's one of our biggest kind of hidden parts of the waste stream. Food waste is 16% of the entire waste stream, and it's still going into the landfill. And so it's going to stink and rot. It contaminates the paper and the plastic as it goes in, making it unrecyclable. And we can simply compost it. We can manage it better. When you get your food home, cut it and put it in small containers so it's ready to use. We're in a hurry.
In other words, not too much waste. Use it up is what you're saying.
Well, shop in your fridge first. Don't, how many times have we gone to the store and come back with something we already had? Right. So manage the food well.
So you're going to play us the song today, right, Stan?
Sure. It's a rap I wrote for this year. This year, my message is not only composting but food waste, good handling practices. So the rap is called "Food Too Good to Waste." Preparation, the peeling and the chopping, work that must be done. Not a lot of fun, but the battle to be won is to keep it out the dump. Food too good to waste. Food too good to waste. Food too good to waste. Some is left over, you cooked too much, you didn't plan, opened up the wrong darn can, got it too hot in the frying pan. Then you put too much on your plate. It was more than you could eat. Now it all goes to waste. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. Some is lost in storage, moldy in the fridge, no more fresh to give. So shop in your fridge first. Rotten food smells the worst. So close, almost. This waste really hurts. Good to waste. Too good to waste. Too good to took a lot to grow it, water, fuel, and soil, but the farmer works in vain if we get no gain, cause it all goes down the drain. Seems like such a shame. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. When it goes into the trash, you have to cost a pitches. If you're like me, you wish it could be something good. In the dump, it all decays in a nasty kind of way that stinks an awful lot. It's something we should stop. That stink is more than nasty. The gas it makes is vastly harming to our climate. No reason, no rhyme, it has to be this way. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. Too good to waste. So do food better. Use it well and never let it spoil rot. feed the scraps to worms. Do something useful. Make gardens fruitful. Do something beautiful.
I have no doubt that Mr. Slaughter's methods would be Bob Ross approved. West Plains history came to life October 13th with the discovery of an old safe. The safe had to be removed from the second floor of the Wiles Abstract and Title Company with heavy machinery, and with the previous owners nowhere to be found, it was drilled open. An envelope was tucked away inside, containing 2 newspaper articles detailing the burial of the time capsule near the courthouse in West Plains, and had a list of the items included. According to the old Daily Quill article, quote, "The capsule will be opened in 100 years, hopefully by the residents of West Plains who will be living in a world at peace." More on this story in 60 years. The West Plains School District is upping their game with a new program for high school students. Jobs for America's Graduates will offer students a way to transition into the workforce, military, or a technical college while finishing their high school education. The program will connect with local businesses to find potential opportunities for students, including job shadowing, volunteer work, and internships to help students gain practical experience before graduation. The program was brought to the West Plains area by Superintendent John Mulford and Principal Jack Randolph, and has been implemented in schools across the nation since 1972. The first ever vintage market was held October 22nd in Rolla. Creator Linda Carr describes the event as an upscale sale, showcasing 3 generations of antique, vintage, and upscale contemporary accessories. The event is a fundraiser benefiting the Southern Cherokee Tribe of Missouri, 500 of which live in and around Phelps County. Carr says that proceeds from the vintage market have topped $5,000 and will help create a home for the Southern Cherokee. The goal is to obtain a building to keep their culture alive and to have a place to meet. Tribal members and community volunteers worked to organize the event, which was hosted by the Southern Cherokee Cultural Center and made possible by support from Phelps County Bank. Well, looks like we have a finished newscast. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me. I'll see you right back here next time. Take care. Happy Halloween, my friends. The weekly recap is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Price Chopper, cooking from scratch; Bayard Dodge of West Plains; ETC Bridal of Lebanon; Beck Motors of Owensville; Parker Custom Arms of Rolla; the Travers Automotive Group; Ted's Barbershop of Lebanon; and Chin's Super Buffet.